It's 9 p.m. and Red Watch are on duty. Steve Newman and Pete Banks have been called to a DIY warehouse in New Malden.
There's no members of the public in the place. It was only them.
What time was this roughly?
Again, it's on tape. I should have written it down, but I haven't got my clipboard out here. So what he's going to do is send them, they're all here, so he's going to send them up. But the chap that was closest to this area of the store, was sort of nearby, he's sending along. He's there up by the air control unit at the moment. So I'm going to ask him a few questions to find out what was in the area. He described the sound as a sudden whoosh.
Years ago, we had a tremendous number of fires recorded as unknown. The Home Office weren't happy with that. There was a lot of fires caused by vandalism, and they wanted to try and sort that out. And then there was one or two very controversial cases where the investigation of the fire wasn't up to the standards that the Home Office wanted. So back in the 80s, it was decided that all the fire brigades would set up fire investigation units.
Both managers they were the last ones to leave their actual stores. Locked up, set the security alarms.
Yeah.
Didn't see anything unusual on the way out. Both drove home. They both sort of more or less just been home.
Right. Try and get that bit over there in the corner.
Our purpose, first and foremost, is to see whether there's any arson involved. If it's not suspicious, then to try and help the officer in charge decide what the source of ignition was.
He heard a whoosh sound. He was virtually the aisle next to where he thinks it went off.
Yeah, so he'd be able to give us a location and the sort of materials that were in that area.
Yeah, it just went whoosh, and then he said it was like a popcorn sound, popping, a loud popping everywhere.
People think that fire destroys everything, that all the evidence will be destroyed, and no one will be able to prove it. A lot of evidence will be destroyed, but there's normally enough to give us some good idea of what's happened.
We found out from the store manager and the security manager that the store was covered by closed-circuit TV. The VCR recorder and the camera equipment is up in the manager's office on the first floor, and we found out that there's chemicals involved inside now, so we can't have general access to it. So we've committed a BA crew in to try and find the manager's office and get hold of the VCR tape. If that's successful, then the information that could give us could prove invaluable in trying to sort out exactly what happened.
There's debris falling down, the roof's partially collapsed. You're up to, well, a good many inches of water. As I say, I've just filled my boot up with water, getting in there. Tins floating around, debris floating around, you know, you're feeling your way through. And of course, dark in there, still a lot of smoke, so it's still a bit hazardous in there. Yes, I mean, there's still plenty of hot spots and smouldering. Rolls of wallpaper in containers still smouldering up there. There's still a bit of flame flickering in that part of the building there. Don't quite know what that was used for, whether it was an office or what, I don't know. Petitioned off there for some reason. Remains a racking of some description along there.
As you walk through the scene, you're looking at the way the smoke's travelled, the burn patterns, how fast the fire burned, looking at everything and eliminating various areas until you can actually pinpoint the probable seat where the fire was.
Fairly clean area. Corresponds to where witnesses say the fire started. So you've got lots of white spirit and methylated spirits, paint thinners. At the moment, as you're coming away from where the seat of fire's alleged to have been, you can see that the actual damage is slowly diminishing. Look at the remains of the stock. I would suggest at the moment the likelihood of someone's been smoking that shouldn't have been, or a member of the public's been through here fairly late on before the shop actually shut or the store actually shut, and possibility of smoking material's been left laying around. Or then we've got the third, the likely of a deliberate fire started.
Some youngsters were actually seen running from the building.
Right.
Have we got time for
4 to 5. Well, we've got a witness, really, and he's got to be seen.
Right, in
And
view of
what
that,
he's going to say, quite honestly, I don't know, but we'll have to go around and take a statement from him.
OK, could we leave that to you, to one of your officers, to take a statement from him?
It's not a problem.
Because obviously that puts a different slant on things.
Yeah, it does.
Right.
Two of them had blackened faces, and one of them had something which looked like barbecue lighting fluid.
You're going to be here all the time, are you?
Nope, I'm going home.
So have you got a police officer that's standing on the scene that we can have us contact
Yes.
with? What's
yes.
his?
The RB point is over there.
Yeah.
And
Oh, sorry.
There's a Sergeant Kinnell staying on down here. He's going to be the liaison.
OK, so if we need anything, we'll come and find him.
Obviously, if we find or we think it's suspicious, it stops there, it's handed over to the police. If they want help, we would assist them.
The warehouse was completely destroyed, the insurance loss estimated at over £3 million. The fire investigators think it's arson, and there are several suspects, but the police have insufficient evidence to bring charges. Arson causes over £500 million in damage every year.